Yeah.
Yo, yo.
Yeah, we in the
11-11. We were doing some things. The reason why we late everyone before he goes into his intro, right? We're trying to figure out, does a straw have one hole or two holes?
I'm not even, I got nothing on that. So I got nothing on that one. Yo.
I yield back to you, sir.
Nah, you can't yield after saying that.
Good morning.
I don't know what a straw got, yo, man.
Does it have one hole or two holes? I mean, chime in, people.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Maybe we do a little gift card or something if the answer is right.
If you can chime in with that, then you're pretty incredible. But hello all. Good morning. You know, technology all in effect. Terrible, man. That was terrible, man.
Yeah, it's all good though.
It was crazy, but we haven't been live in a minute, so some of our systems had dusty parts, and things that worked the way they did before aren't working right now. So here we are on our one place. We're live on YouTube. How about that? Somebody might find us, somebody might not. What difference does it make, right?
True.
What difference does it make? So, anywho, what's good, man?
You know, it's happy Saturday.
All right.
You know, still summertime, so I wanted to have my reflective background.
Okay.
You know, kind of feeling like that, right?
No doubt.
We got past the rain. You got rain up there?
Yeah, there was some rain. It was some rain yesterday. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't as bad as expected. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Wasn't that bad. So man, but we here. You know how I'm rolling anyway. So I'm on something else. So I'm on some, I'm deep
cover. Yo, that lends itself to a nice little thing I want to talk about here today too, right? You know, it's just we having our production meeting right now, folks. We're just involving you in the production meeting.
Of course.
You know,
join in.
But I got a nice little topic for us. I think it's something that we really don't pay. We don't pay attention to it. Then there are those that do pay very close attention to it when it's happening, right? Now, most times it should be on purpose. Sometimes that on purpose can turn off, and because we're in that, we don't realize that that's what we're currently doing. So, underutilizing data and analytics information.
Well, I tell you, you start the morning with a lot of syllables. You the syllable man. Did you check out how many syllables were just in what you just said?
Underutilized data and analytics. That's right.
Yeah. Even your small words, multiple syllables.
Yeah.
Yo, man, that's why people be running away from you. It might be heavy, man. It's heavy, bro.
You know, because you got to start at the top. I think we set the table. I like to set the table, and then go a little deeper, right?
Yeah, man. I feel like amateur. You know, I'll come in and steal stuff down. I'm like,
so what I mean by that basically is we deal with a lot of information on a daily basis, especially in our businesses, and they get siloed into different places: email, Google Docs, or Google Drive, a CRM, some sort of storage, some sort of download folder on our browsers. Some bookmarks, tons of information, right? Invoices, accounting systems, profile avatars. We can throw so many different names at things, right? Down to our finances, down to information, down to behavior, down to customer service, down to deliverables, right? Down to the work, that whether it's a flow through or there's a clog in the system. So we don't realize that that information is we don't need any more information per se if certain functions are not in a systematic approach, and we overlook that, right, which causes us some pain, right? So what are those pains, right? We paying for tools, softwares that we don't use. We get excited, we hype about it, and then the feeling just goes away, right? Right? Missed opportunities. Man, I was working on this project, got delayed by this task or this extra hat that I have to wear. And then when the time comes around for this project that should have been completed, it passes. Now you're going to try to take that same project for the next time. Might not have any teeth to it. May not have any meat.
True.
Right. So not using the data and analytics, the information that we get is in today's business world is a severe pain. It's very, very painful.
Is it just business though?
No, personal too. Because that ties into prayer. I didn't want to go too heavy, right?
What are you talking about? You didn't want to go too heavy.
I didn't want to go. Yeah, I'm going heavy, but I didn't want to go too heavy, right?
Oh yeah, well your initial was pretty heavy.
Because not for nothing, what's understood doesn't need to be said. So meaning personal already has a major integration with business, right? Because I believe that it's a personal thing for us small business owners, right? Until the business becomes a corporation, and then the corporation is based off of the vision and the mission. It's no longer an individual thing. It's a people thing. It's a community thing at that particular point. If you get the gist of what I'm saying.
Understood.
All right. So I think I gave you enough. I'm gonna give you enough so you could go ahead and surf on this ocean water behind me.
Yeah, because I'm 11 minutes behind. That's what it is. Your caffeine kicked in. I haven't had much caffeine in the last 2 months.
You know what it is? I'm fresh off of a very late night because the last day I've been doing nothing but going through data.
Information. So you in the mix.
Right? So I don't think I laid down until maybe 3:30, 4 o'clock this morning. Really, laid down. I didn't say go to sleep yet.
Yeah,
I don't really know what time I nodded off, right? But from the exercise I was doing before we talked yesterday to going through that exercise to circling back to finishing what I was working on and then dived into other things.
Oh, you was right.
Right. And I'm sitting here like, yo, this is crazy. Right. As much as we try to be organized, as much as we are technology savvy folks, there's still a thing where we still, because we are pretty good and we trying to be better, right? We're never at a destination. It's always about the journey. We're still collecting.
Absolutely.
We could be overanalyzing something here and not really paying attention to this here. And so it becomes a little dance. And that's why I think, the summer months can we're in August. Welcome to August, people, ladies and gentlemen. The summer months they move so fast that you can lose track.
Yeah.
And that's why in our business we get the frantic calls and emails when we go into the fall and the cold season, because now everybody's inside paying attention.
Of course. Yeah, when it's cold. Now they're like, oh, I
Right,
forgot about doing so. Now I'm
right,
thinking about X, Y, Z.
right.
So, well, all right. Since I'm 11 minutes behind, that's good. I'll catch up now. So I finally synthesized what you were saying, because
Okay.
me, I think I was up that time too, but I was, you know, dealing with pain. So it's a different level of brain work right there.
Right.
Um, nah, you're right. We're overloaded with information. And I say this from a sociological standpoint is our brains are not have not evolved to really synthesize as much data that as we get. So we not, because data has moved so fast over, let's call it 30 years, 25 years, whatever, since about now. When did the internet become
The
mainstream?
internet.
Yeah, like mainstream. The internet has been there for a long time, but
Oh
it's
yeah,
like
with Main Street.
when it became main, it was in about the 90s. No, it was literally, I'll
Was it
say email.
2000? You say when?
Yeah, like it was 95
Yeah,
plus.
yeah.
It's after five.
Probably
No,
not.
that
I
because
think
we had
maybe
email.
98, 99. I think a little bit more.
Yeah, but I was just saying I know it's post 95 because we had email when I was in school. Like, dude, I ain't even know nothing about it. Like, I was like, email, what's that? I'm out of here. Peace. So
AOL, the running man.
yeah, all that was like 98. Yeah. So we talking about 30 years of that technology. So we've gone from in 30 years to, let's just call TikTok phenomenon 5 years. Because people, it's been out there, but it's popular
Mm-hmm.
now.
Mm-hmm.
So the way the information rolls between using 95, because that was the beginning, to now, like you've had a 5 year clip where people have become addicted to 60-second videos.
Mm-hmm.
For 25 years, it took email. Email is common now, but email probably got commonplace in about 2010, then 2000, early 2000s,
Mm-hmm.
where it really became, like
Right.
that.
Right.
So what my point always is that it's speeding up, but are our brains evolving? Now, younger kids that grew up with this stuff. Their brains, because they starting from a different place.
Mm-hmm.
But even them, are some things being like compromised because everything is so fast. You know what I'm saying? Like all the information is super fast, like
Yeah.
pow. And the human brain, which they've claimed that we only use 10% of our brain. Some of us 7.5, some of us 3. Is just humanly. How do you handle all this data? Because it's basically a buffet of data. You can get anything you want.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you distill yourself down to get what you need?
Mm-hmm.
And that's that, and understand what you need. So in the scenario you laying out about business, knowing what data you need and knowing how to utilize the data, I think is another frontier for um, service providers, business owners, someone to be consulted, because it's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff. And and how do you get to the right data without,
Well, I think the first question is, what data do you even have?
I mean, you really got all the data in some
No,
way.
but again, we're talking how many people that we run across, that we work with, that are clients, that when we pull the data together, they go, "Oh, I didn't know that was there." Right?
Yeah.
What is the data? I'm talking about from people that don't recognize what data can be helpful to them, so they can put something, down the road. It's about implementing a system and putting that in place. But what is the data? What data do you have? You have everything, but what is it?
So so the question is, well, all right, let's take a step back. See, I'm told you I'm 11 minutes behind. Let's take a step back and just define what's data and what's trash. Because think about this.
Mm-hmm.
Data can also be, yo, somebody told me
Of course.
blah 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 blah.
Right.
That's
Right.
data.
That's deep. That's
That's the
deep data.
Yeah, that's the information. That's not Google. That's somebody.
Yeah. That's somebody.
Somebody, and I heard. I
Mm-hmm.
heard those search engines.
Mm-hmm.
Someone told me um, about things that are truly, data. You know, what I'm saying, they're like,
So
yeah,
it's self-analyzed data
yeah. It's
without
like,
without
yo,
without fact checking.
yeah, there's some other stuff. It's
Yeah.
oh yeah. So that's where I just going like, okay, where's the data start from, and then what is useful data. So I guess we can spend the time talking about, and just to frame it down to what we're discussing, what's useful data for running your business as opposed to data. Because the issue with data is you can make data say whatever you want it to say, to be
Yeah.
honest with
Sure.
you. I mean, you can interpret data to be. I mean, I know that goes against what everybody say, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. But the story behind the numbers is always uh, open to interpretation.
Correct. Correct.
So, and that kind of goes with what I'm saying. Like, data is, people don't have to, they're not familiar to working with it. Let's put it that way.
Right.
Because, and even thinking back, like from the same 90s, the 90s, school wise or teaching wise, was like, it wasn't data intensive.
Mm-hmm.
It was still kind of like teach you how to do something, not teach you how to analyze something. And I don't even know if school now really teaches you how to analyze something. That should be the goal. I don't know, because I'm not close enough to any type of schooling whatsoever. I know stuff, but I don't know anyone in school per se right now. And I'm talking about like grade school, not college. Like, are they prepping you for being an analyst?
No, definitely not.
No, you're not teaching. Like, so even vocational schools, they're teaching trades, but they're not teaching analytical trades, or
No, definitely not.
like that 2-year degree in, but which I'm surprised somebody's not. Well, I'm sure somebody is doing a 2-year thing on, like, you know GPT, uh prompting, the prompt
Mm-hmm.
engineer. 'Cause that is actually a real job, a prompt engineer, yo.
Correct.
You make like something like, you make some serious bread being a prompt engineer, and they like made that up the last 2 years. Like,
Right. And
prompt.
everybody seems to be teaching it now, right?
Yeah, but they got companies that literally paying 80K for cats to
Oh
be
yeah,
prompt.
yeah. No,
Like,
80
so
more. I've seen more. I've seen them numbers are up there. Definitely.
yes, I'm like, yo, and then you come off the bench and do that. Like, so I don't know what's involved with it, but it can't be any coding, because that's the whole point of the AI bot, is that You don't have
Goes
to
on
code.
code. Right.
So
Gives
you
it
know,
all
so that
code.
means that. So, but you had to understand language and communication, which is more data. You had to be able to handle data. So, nevertheless, as I say, what is data and what is useful data? So, you know, what is useful for your business? What data is useful? Like that's the question, and I
So,
think that's where people getting jammed up.
so do you want to spit out some categories like?
Well, it's more so not really listicle. I mean, my thing is this. I mean, you have to have some understanding of business, base business first,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have to be able to, you gotta understand business. You gotta understand what you're doing. So let's start with more categories. I think it's categories. Listen, ain't that's what you just said? I don't know, but anyway,
You got to drink some coffee, bro.
I don't have anything. Yeah, I'm up here. I am on like
You're on
straight.
E. Well,
Yeah, I'm on E.
that's solid though that we taking the time out. So look, so we got financial data.
Yeah, but we always start with that. I was
I
trying to
know.
be super spectacular.
So no, I'm gonna drop some more. We got sales data.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have customer data. The infamous marketing data,
Mm-hmm.
right? Operational data, employee data, product and service data, risk management data. You don't hear a lot of that in small business. You hear that's more corporate risk management type of deal, unless you're getting a loan or investors or something like that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Technology data, strategic planning data, sustainability data.
So, so the big thing though, you well, I guess you got a company with marketing data. Yeah. Did you say competitor?
No, I didn't say any. So there's marketing data and then there's market data. I didn't say market data,
Yeah. So
right? So marketing is what you do, and then market is what they saying. What are they saying? Where are they at? What do they need? Right? Who's responding? Who's acknowledging? Who's engaging? That's that stuff, right? So
yeah. So and the biggest data, I mean, taking a wider scope on data is I mean it's more about like what you doing data. So
I like that.
I call it what you doing data. Yeah,
I
but
like that.
the first data is what are you doing? Why are you doing it? How are you doing it? But really, why? Why are you doing what you're doing? I think that's the first data point that you got to touch because you could be doing a business, and sometimes that data. So the reason I call it data is because if we were consulting somebody, that's the type of information we would ask them. So it becomes data for us.
Correct.
So like, what's your motivation for doing this? Like why are you doing this? And these are the human aspects. Because people always take data and they think digits. They think statistics. Really, they think statistical data. That's why data is called statistical. But it's human data. There's different
Right.
types of data. So the first thing is your self heat check and say, well, why am I doing this? And that's the first thing before, just because you can get caught up in market data, you can get caught up in operational data, you can get caught up in, I mean, tons of all the data points that you mentioned. But if you don't have the what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and then why am I looking at this data, it doesn't make any sense. Because you can, you know, you can just get down the rabbit hole of the data and be like, you pulling data just to pull data, rather than why am I even looking for this data? And that's the thing I said, evolution, you know, the evolution of the human brain, I think we fall in love with activities. So that's why we even have gone through the rabbit hole. Like on this platform here, I go through it. It's because the algorithm set up there to keep feeding you stuff to keep going through it. So if you're looking for something specific on YouTube, they're gonna find other things that are more specific too. So then next thing you know, you like 2 hours watching videos, and you're like, what was I looking for? I don't even know what I was here for.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I mean by the human brain not being locked in to say stuff. So, you know, my first data point, if you're doing research, like what are you researching and why?
Mm-hmm.
Step number one, which to me is a data point in business. Like, why am I looking for something? Am I looking to see if it's comparables, to see how we are performing against an aggregation? See, I'm getting my words up with you. An aggregation of you know, of like-sized businesses. Am I looking to see if, you know, the average number of customers for a place like there's a reason, you know what I mean? Like, this is, but my question is, man, as you say, the people we come across, you know, what percent has that awareness? What percent even thinks about looking at some data? But you know what was interesting? What
What's
percent
that?
even look at data before they even get in business?
So you're already into our, you know, before episodes and more upcoming episodes of planning, business plan, having a live plan, right? Because when you have a live plan or you have a plan that you're touching that particular human side of yourself. That's where the why am I doing this comes into place, and it should be defined, right? That's where who am I doing this for, right? This is if and when, not if, but when I run into challenges and struggles and setbacks, am I is what I'm doing going to still be able to trudge me forward because of my passion, desire, skill set, or purpose is strong enough, right? And then we fast forward to what we're talking about here in terms of data, right? And in terms of we're in August, right? We're slowly approaching that fourth quarter. What information? Go back to the drawing board when things are slow. You must sharpen your swords in times of peace. So you know this is so all of what you're saying. Yes, that should already be buckled in, and even if it's not, it's still a journey. It's not necessarily a destination. That's why you keep re-engineering the basics of your human self, how you feel, what is your pain points, because we're always going to have it. But those are the things that should drive us to more clarity, or to find more clarity, or to seek more clarity, so we can be honest with ourselves, so we can have good habits in business.
Yeah, but all right. So my thing is, how do we say? I think this is a constant challenge we face.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this background, this thing ain't working for me. Y'all almost see how what's really going on back here. It's terrible. Like, I was just looking at it, I'm like, yo, I don't have enough light. little hectic right now, so
It's all right. It's okay, man.
yeah, I'll just mention that off top. So, for any trolls out there, I beat you to the punch. So, yeah, it's a little hectic, but it's how we living. So, what it gets there is like because most of our formal education is information regurgitation. Like, what's the prompt? Like, how you teach people to seek and use data? People that's already educated. How you teach them in a practical manner to see and use data and to make data-based decisions. Like, how do you get that out of them when they calling in and say, "Oh my God, I want to pay less in taxes"? All right, that was a cheap shot. But my point is, yeah, that was a cheap shot. But what I'm saying is, like, but that's a subject matter too.
Of course.
Like, how do you? What are the ways that we, as consultants, advisors, trusted advisors, how do you move somebody to that database, decision making, that database, that philosophy?
You're losing some volume there a little bit.
Oh well, yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. I was
on
in
the lean
my
back.
bag.
You was on the lean back.
Yeah, I was on the lean back, man. I was trying to hide what's going on here. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm about to turn my camera off.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. You're good.
So what I'm saying is how it's like, how you move people that way. I'm saying for you, your idea in moving them towards data.
Interesting, right?
2 syllables or less. see if you could do that. But no, it's a thought. That's what I'm saying. It's just a question.
Yeah. So I mean, I have an answer for it. I mean,
of course you do.
I don't know if it's it. Yeah, I don't know if it could be applied to everyone, because obviously not. It's not supposed to. But I'm gonna call it the cliffhanger effect.
Okay.
I think I just named it that.
All right.
There's always something about someone that keeps them at the edge of the cliff. And if you can somehow get in the vicinity of that cliffhanger, it'll make it easier for them to acknowledge it and then actually want to learn something, right? So I guess I can expand on that a little bit.
Yeah.
The idea is from a neurological perspective.
Mm-hmm.
When you're learning something new, you have to learn what it is, the what, the whys, and the hows, without integrating your own opinion or your own thoughts or your own perspective, until you learn the what, the whys, and the hows, and you find where the integration comes into who you are. Now it becomes you. It becomes your whatever, right? So I think, to answer your question even more, it's really timing. Some people go to the edge, look over, and walk away and say, "Nah, I'm good. I'm just gonna go right back down here and go back to where I was going."
No doubt.
Right? And then those are the ones that you go, yeah, they not ready. It's timing. It's situational, right? And then you have those that go, I'm gonna get close to the edge. Can you walk to the edge with me? All right, I'll walk to the edge with you. then you got to do what you got to do from there, right? And then there are those that go, they just not even walking, they running, and they let their wings flow, and that's the name of the game, right? Is just letting your wings flow. For those that are in the boxing, let your hands go. For those that's in the whatever sports or actionable activities, it's just diving into it.
Yeah, you all out.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all out.
So it's about connecting with those people. You find a way to connect. It may not be one off, it may not be original, and that's why we can spin that into marketing, right? Where you connecting with people onto that. But we're not gonna go there. We're gonna stay right where we at, where you at.
No, nah, you know what? But your statements made me think of something. See,
Understood.
now I'm on the offensive now. Yeah. So, how many people? And this is obvious. We can't say how many people, but do you think the majority of people that you see starting a business or in a business, do they know what winning is for them? Have they identified what winning is?
No. Well, that's a two-part answer, right? So I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Right? I don't think so.
Yeah.
But then the controversy is people say, yeah, they do know it. And it all, again, that depends on who they are as an individual, right? I mean, winning at being deceitful is probably winning at being deceitful for them. Okay. Right? It's a matter of the illusion and the delusion that people face. Right? Yeah. It comes down to your personal thing. So, but on an authentic level, the ones that's really out here doing it for the cause, for the purpose, for the people, for whatever the mission is, I think they have an idea, but it doesn't become tangible to a certain extent until you pass through. You got to pass through something, right?
Yeah. But this back to my theory. It's like, okay, if we are, I mean, from solitaire to organized sports to everything else, there's usually a goal to the game. Get as many points, whatever, So we like to call this stuff the game. Everything's a game, Business is a game, hustle, whatever you have. But in your business, who's determining the winning score? Who should determine the winning score? I mean, I got an answer for it, but who should determine the winning score? It should be you. You should determine what the winning score is. And my thing is, who takes half a second, even when you're early? I understand early stage is survival. I get that. But when you're trying to survive, just generally speaking, you're trying to survive so that you can live. There's still a goal. If you're short of breath, you're trying to get your breath so you can breathe and live. If you're hungry, you're trying to eat so you can live. So what prevents many business owners from setting the scale and saying, I need to make this much a year. I need to do X, Y, Z for this business to be successful.
It's the satisfaction of things, man. It's the first of all, it's the level of understanding. People can only understand at their level, right? And if they're a business owner and they never really been exposed to how things work on a bigger scale, corporate or otherwise, you don't have that insight. You don't have that. It's hard to take that into into something. So you set, minimal goals and you just stay there, right? I think most people that small, but let's take like creative small businesses, for them to make anywhere between, I guess, 85K and 55 to 85K. Some people would get comfortable and sit there with that. Not saying they won't want to achieve more than that, but because of their level of understanding to your what you're posing, that range becomes a thing now. Now it helps with materialistic, tangible things, right? Um, yeah,
Well, yeah, but that's one way. I mean, I look at it like this. I mean, but you set a goal, and the reason where this is coming from is just like I've seen it on both spectrums. I've seen people have businesses, and the people are putting money into the business to keep it surviving.
of course,
But I've seen it where people are making money in the business and they swear they're not making any money.
of course.
So you don't have nothing set. I think, and I do think. I mean, there's certain businesses where they get to a point they like, yo, I'm selling out. I'm good.
Right.
Good. So this is the beauty of running your own situation, is that you can set your mark and say, yo, I don't want to grow no more. I'm good in this. Or you could be like, yo, I want to 10x, this, or yeah, I'm thinking about scaling down because all my kids are, they off on their way. I only need something like that. That's the freedom that comes with having your own situation. So the thing about it is that what I feel like I see is too many people, they don't have no goal. And a lot of it, just to add on it, I think it becomes a lot of people come from being corporate employees. So you don't never, I mean, let's be real. They say, yeah, go negotiate your salary or whatever. But at the end of the day, you taking what they offer you.
Because
I
it's
mean, they got
market
a
based.
line out. Like they ain't really like that unless you are super spectacular. But my thing is, you still like you can't change it month to month. If you negotiate a salary, then you get in there and you doing more than you thought. Very rarely you gonna go in and say, "Yo, you know what? I did all this last month. Blah blah blah. I
This
generated
month I want to make 5,000 for this month. Right.
yeah this month more. I need
Right.
more this month.
Right.
Yeah, right. First of
Right.
all, the paperwork for you to even get to that is not gonna
Right.
happen. So,
Right.
so many people don't negotiate. They're in life they don't. I think it kind of takes you away from. Well, here's my thing as a side note. I always say that everybody's an entrepreneur one way or the other. So even when I was in the workforce for that brief time, I realized that the way that you brand yourself, you might get certifications or whatever, it sets you up for you to at least get the offer that a good or decent offer based on what you want to make. Once again, but the more you can enhance it, if you got multiple offers, you could count on something like that. That's your best fate. That's your best shot. That's like everything. That's why I like sports. I mean, athletes in professional sports like being free agents, even if they know they want to stay with the same team. They want to go through the free agency thing because it kind of boosts your ego to be like what people are willing to give you. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So that's what you're doing. You negotiating a new job. But when you hop out of that and you use the job now, you people there's no one in some ways there's no one to negotiate with. So because you're the person. So you never had to pay the person you negotiate with. You never had to set the parameters. So you never sit down and think, man, when you negotiating as an employee, you trying to get the most money you can. Obviously, makes sense. Makes sense.
Talking to your mic.
Yeah. Yo,
There
man.
you go.
That's the NSA, man. I told you, man.
Just pull it back.
Yo, man. This I'm up for it. Yo. But anyway, we ain't going into this. Is the crazy edition right here. This is when you in the underground tunnel. All right. So my whole thing is this. When you leave a job to do your own thing, it's a completely different scenario. It's completely like not even the same. I think that's where the challenge comes for people using data or doing what we're talking about, because they don't realize that their work experience doesn't give you everything you need to run an establishment.
Yeah, because you don't have the same resources.
Yeah, but you don't even know what the resources. Look, if you got headcount in a corporate thing, you got HR.
Yeah.
You got payroll.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you have stuff. You got in-ground. You know, there's a review process that you follow. So, in fact, if you're a department head, they give you the budget. Well, this is how much you can allocate raises. You know, if you remember those from back in the day.
Correct. I do remember those.
Everything is there. Now you have to create all that with the numbers you have. So if you coming from somewhere where they give you, you know, for your department, I'm gonna give you $25,000 to spread between your people, and now right now you paying somebody $12,000. So in your mind, it's nothing. You like, man, when I was in so and so, whatever. Well, you're not in so and so anymore. All right. So you still have to take the same data principles to do that, and it's you know, and then you have to bear in mind as the owner, you ain't trying to get yourself blown out.
Correct.
So it's a whole thing where I think is the challenge in getting to that data-driven, and it's not purely data-driven because all things are still like there's nuance, you know. I mean, you still gotta have your pulse. You can't just be like, yeah, it's data, you know, only. But I think what happens is that you have people that start businesses and owners, whatever we want to call them, and they ain't ready for prime time. They're not really understanding what it takes to run something. Correct. They don't know, and they haven't accepted it. They may know, but they haven't accepted it. And so what you do is and most importantly, all this, they don't even know what they want to get out this business. That's I think really what I'm getting at. Like, what are you trying to get out this business? Strictly selfish. What you trying to get out of this? What are you doing? Once it, you know, how much? Because now we can dictate. If you say, "Yo, yeah, I want to be able to, I want the business to be able to cover my bills as is," you know, saying like year 1 through 5. I want the business to sit where it's covering my living expenses. Nothing extravagant. I'm covering my living expenses from the business revenues or the net income. To own them. Or for that. Word. That's what I'm doing. But now you set a success marker by which all the data can help you get to that.
Correct.
But I'm just saying, I know it talking to people. They don't have that. They have absolutely no idea. And that's not no high level thing. It's like what you need.
Right.
Because you gotta put expectation, like how do you gotta put expectation on the business. No, just because you say it doesn't mean you're gonna get it.
Right.
But how we get there? Like I don't know what you need. You know, we got clients saying, "Oh, I want to make this adjustment, this adjustment, and this adjustment, and make this, what was the term? Make what I need to live." How I don't know what you need to live. I don't know that. You got to share that. That's data. That's
Right.
information. How am I
Right.
supposed to know what you need to live? I don't live with you. And from my professional thing, of course, I'm gonna use my personal point of view. I'm looking like from all the stuff. I'm like you. I'd be straight. I'm like, yo, some of the stuff like you could take half the year off, and you, in my world, you'd be straight. So I think those points where we get to, we get to the granular stuff, but it's these basic things. Like, so when I say why are you in business or what are you doing, I mean like, what are you doing it for? Why are you doing it? Not like why are you doing that? I'm saying why are you doing it? Like what are you doing it for? What is this thing supposed to look like when you're like, yo, we moving forward? I just don't think that question gets asked that much. That's all.
No, that's a good point. And as you can see, that's part of the data. This is a perfect example of basic question, but also data driven information, because we spend the time to go through the data and have these discussions, because the data is what we see. It's the characters, it's the habits, it's the reports, it's every single thing. And so that's, and I'm just giving them a narrative as, a little bit more background to the people on how we're even able to have this conversation, because on one end, it is the personal aspect. And the next hand, it's the data, because we could talk about the data and adjust our game plan to what we're seeing at the most basic level, like the realest level. Call it challenges, call it pain points, call it what you want. That's really the beginning of it, right? And so you raise a very good point when you ask that question. What do you want? What's your why? I always say, well, what's your why? Right? Why are you doing it?
Yeah.
I don't know, because somebody told me to do something. And why? And what's your why? It can go way across the board.
Oh yeah, yo, now that's a separate show. That's a separate show. I mean, that's a good show too.
True.
But that's completely different. That is that's it needs a lot of research. Yeah. But I think it's important to talk about that, in its own time, because these are the foundational questions that don't get asked. Because what happens is, once again, I think it ties back into this whole data thing. Nowadays, because there's more information out here, you can get yourself into a situation with very low barrier. I mean, I could have started three, 4, 5 businesses in the course of this episode while still talking to you. I could have went and filed, not technically, but filed these. But no, actually, sole proprietorship. I could have got a EIN number. I could have signed up for like a mailbox. Yeah, I could have done all that in the course of this. So does that make me a business person with many businesses? No. I'm gonna answer that. Starting a business, that's the dopamine hit. Growing a business and running it, that's the hard work. And in my YouTube, rabbit hole, been looking at some of our business, quote unquote, business guys in various forms. I ain't gonna call no names, but one thing that is true is that don't fall for this when people with popularity allegedly had 3, 4 businesses and they moguls and they all this and that. Um, Often those businesses are underdeveloped because it's a good idea and people know there's some people that are great at coming up with ideas and starting some. And there's some people and the greatness is really made in executing and implementing the plan. And media covers people. So and so just opened another this, or he started this because there's some name notoriety. Well, you only winning in media.
Right.
Your balance sheet may not be winning. So, you know, business ownership is not for the faint of heart and is not easy. Sorry to bust the bubble out there.
No, well, pressure check it, right?
Yeah.
If your personal situation or circumstances go left, can your business still perform?
Yeah. I mean, these
That's
are real questions.
That's the pressure test right there.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, right now, we're media. So my question, I'm just tired of media glossing over what it takes to do these things and people being made to feel bad that their situation doesn't match what's reported on. You read even Black Enterprise. Meet the 21-year-old who made $10 million on. You're like, yo, dog, really? Like, I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm not saying at all, but what I'm saying is like, when I read these articles, I'm always like, what was the point of this article?
It's marketing.
Well, they celebrate, but it's supposed to be an article in a journal. Like, what is this? And you talk. My thing is that they don't speak anything about. I don't want to say the struggle because it's not about struggle, but you're not talking about the process of how this happened. It's always, oh yeah,
the discipline of it. There's a discipline.
Yeah, like what was the BI? Like, what's going to help me? Navigate through my stuff is not this feel good fluff piece about somebody that's 30 years younger than me and having 100x more money than me. Because what's the likelihood of that? Percentage wise. Like, what's that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
what does it equate to?
Learn from this. Like, yes, look at so and so. And they love putting this stuff out here. Look at the young person that's in way better financial situation than you. There's still hope for you. Look at the child prodigy.
It was all a dream.
Yeah. Well, we got to bust these dreams, man.
Well, the people that want to get past that, they know how to find us.
Yeah, but I think there's way more people that want to get past that, and they don't know how to have that. They don't.
Well, we have to tell our message bigger than.
Oh, absolutely. It's a slow burn. That's the biggest thing this summer, people. We've had, life, and I'm committed to movement now. I'm like, yo, it's gotta be a movement, man. It ain't made for TV, but it's like, yo, business is not easy. Let me just say this again. Business is not easy. And you can't even use if it was easy, everyone would do it because everyone's trying to do it.
Correct.
Thing is, it's not easy.
Correct.
It's never supposed to be easy.
Correct.
But you have to keep evolving as a business owner. I don't care how long you've been in business. The market is constantly changing. Your customers are changing. The tools that you use are changing. The economics or the financial deal. I mean, look, prices go up. The prices going up on everything: software, pens, pencils, McDonald's sodas. Everything is going up, and it's usually trailing because they'll say, "Well, inflation, inflation is capped," but people trying to make up because with the, we gonna find an economist. We do need to find an economist that could break down inflation for people and understand what's happening, man.
All right, we'll do that.
Yeah, we need to find that. And it's trailing. These things happen in effect. So even when rates go down, the day they go down, there's still a ramp down.
Right.
Like that. So you got to be ready to go. But what I'm saying is that the small business environment, don't mistake small for it doesn't follow the rules of business.
Right. Or insignificant. Right.
Yeah. So you have a small business with $35 million in revenue. So just so you keep that in mind. Especially when you're a 21-year-old recent accounting grad that started his firm in his dorm room and now is making $10 million a year. Yeah. That's it. He's like, okay, well, yeah.
Right.
I'm trying to make this payroll this week. I don't, what does that say about me? Yeah, like, why am I reading this again? Like, like I don't really get it. Like, so I guess I should fold up the tent. I mean, you can go work for this kid. I mean, I'm just saying, like, these kids have figured it out. Well, I ain't gonna be one of them older people. Hey, if you gotta figure out like that, I'm gonna roll with you, playboy. Hey,
let's do it.
Yeah, like maybe you know something I don't. That's being a smart business person. Like, sure. Look, man, come take this book. I know it ain't much, compared to what you doing, but just give me something on it, man. You can have it, bro. I do, man. I'll be your chauffeur or something, man. It's all good. Highly trained chauffeur. You know what I'm saying?
Know all the back streets, right?
Yeah, I know all the back streets, son. I know everything. And I could put in your travel reimbursements too.
Yeah,
man.
True.
I got some little training. I could do something like that, man. 21, you making 10 million, man. Big bank take little bank. What I'm supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? I don't really know what you're supposed to do, man. Man, the kids got bread out here, man. Everybody got bread. See now, they don't divulge, like, man. Everybody got a Benz, Everybody got a Benz. They ain't even special no more. Everybody got a Benz. I'm talking about like G-Wagon, C-Wagon. So, and I know the age don't tell. I know they ain't new, but still, having a Benz was having a Benz, right?
Man, yeah, true.
They got Benz. It's like nothing, man. They hauling laundry in the Benz. It's nothing. Hey, all the groceries packed up in there. There's 8 cats in the Benz. I'm like, yo, you used to have a hoopty for that. Now, we gonna rock a Benz. A Benz or a Tesla. Everybody got a Tesla too. I think they gave some stuff away to get a Tesla, yo. There's mad Teslas, all right. But anyway, we had our time, man. We had the marker, man. I mean, we live, but we ain't like they thought like these dudes crazy. This guy right here. But I'm just telling you how it is.
Yeah.
That's all I can do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just where it's at, I don't make the rules. I'm just telling you what I see, man.
I died at hauling laundry, bro.
Yeah, because that's how it's popping. So they got a fresh Benz hauling laundry to the laundromat. They still on them quarters where the machines probably take debit now, but still. You got a Benz. But you hauling, all right, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, just saying, man, you know.
All right, I'm done.
Man,
I'm
I'm just saying. I'm like,
I'm done.
no judgment. Yo, it's no judgment. I'm just saying, like,
nah, it's not. But that's the reality. Well, no, because maybe they got that to write off because of the weight.
That's true. Because somebody told them they could write it off.
Yeah.
I'm saying, well, man, somebody be putting you on. Somebody. So there's the tax code and then somebody's code. So somebody got all the answers, yo. Whatever you could deduct, somebody knows how to deduct it. Somebody, EA-CPA, somebody. They're attorney too. Somebody's got all that. Somebody's an attorney, the EA and a CPA. So, I mean, it is somebody. It's two different last names, body, first name, some.
Yeah.
SUM, somebody. BODI.
Somebody.
BODIY. Somebody. That's it. That's gonna be our new character. Somebody. I'm gonna debate somebody. Series
every time, right? Every time.
Yeah, I'm gonna debate somebody. We're gonna say somebody said, it's my man, somebody have you messed up. If they ever get their clutches in you, and guess what? Somebody ain't picking up the phone.
True.
Somebody.
True.
Yeah, I'm gonna rock with that though. I'm gonna rock with that. Some of my, my creativity is starting to come back, man.
I see.
But somebody said, yo, look, it's 12:18. If you checking us out in your Benz on the way to the laundromat, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna hold you up. You know, we good here. Heyward CPA, super live. It's good to be back on with the people. We got a couple of weeks, 24th. You want to pop off any of the things that's happening with you and Nicole during a phenomenal month of Black Business Insights in Durham, North Carolina, right?
Yeah, we at the chamber, GDBCC, the Greater Black Durham Chamber of Commerce. We are having a Black Business Month where, some good people are coming on and talking about the insides of business. The not so much as the to-dos, but what not to do. Right?
No doubt.
And to be aware of. So up next is myself. I'll be doing a presentation on the common challenges business owners face. And Nicole will be talking about the accounting, tax and accounting aspect. Because it's funny.
What's that?
And then I'll let you wrap this up. And we'll put some information in the down below so you can click on the link and go and register for the rest of the stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
We'll throw some links in there.
Yeah,
but what's funny is that ATM receipt versus the tax return documents.
Oh wow, that's a whole subject right there.
I just want to put that out there. That is so, man.
Yeah,
what they say, far and few in between.
Yeah, man. It's yeah.
Okay. Well, let me say this. Let me add on that the ATM feeling versus the tax return feeling.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know, absolutely.
Right.
Oh yeah. There's two different I gonna say pleasure centers. There's two different centers of the brain. There's two different. And some people try to ignore the one. They try to ignore the pain.
Correct.
Become a victim. They're like,
correct.
no, that's not true. Yeah, it is.
Correct.
So
real live data, folks.
Real live. So that's it. So, man, it's been a pleasure to be with you folks. But we have a lot of content coming off of this. This is a lot to discuss. So a lot to digest. So, leave your comments below. Check us out every other Saturday, 11-ish. 11 in the summer. We 11-ish.
You're 11 in the summer.
Yeah, man. Maybe a replay because it's summertime. We getting things together. And don't forget, visit us at all the properties. We're gonna put them in the show notes. I'm gonna start putting the links to all our stuff on the show notes, man. Y'all check that out down beneath. Or if you're listening on audio, HeywardCPA.com, biztherapy.info, consulting.com, BYO bookkeeper.info. It's ridiculous. We're out of control. So we make a hub. I think I got an idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Make a splash page that sends people to all those, so we can just send a splash page online, and then
Correct.
And then if you want to be included on our splash page, we'll holler at you on the side.
No
so,
doubt.
All right. That being said, we chucking up the deuces. Peace out, people. Stay dry. Well, most people they dry now, but stay cool.
Sure.
Peace.
Bro, you had me dying over here.